Tip number 1. Copy the person you are trying to impress. This technique is about copying or imitating the person you want to attract. It involves impersonating the other person's behavior. Take notice of the person's gestures, language, and facial expression. Do exactly what they are doing. Researchers say that the chameleon effect, which is something that happens when people unintentionally imitate each other's behavior, prove that mimicry is connected to admiration. The research was done with 72 people, male and female. They had the task to work as couples. The couples who liked each other mimicked each other's behavior, and the others didn't. If you want somebody to like you, try copying them, but try to be subtle. You don't want to look like a parrot. Tip number 2. Spend more time with the people you want to like you. Psychologists conducted research where 4 women had to act as students. Each of the women came to class several times. When the men were asked about who they liked most, they were more inclined towards the women that attended the classes more often. They felt like they were more familiar with them, but in fact, they never really interacted with each other. This is something called the mere exposure effect. People like being around people that they feel more familiar with. Trick number 3. Give out more compliments. Have you ever heard of the spontaneous trait, transference? This is when the words you use to describe other people is the way other people see you. A study showed this applied even in cases where people know the adjectives you use didn't really match the description of the people you talked about. There is an old saying that goes, "What we see in others is a reflection of ourselves." People will connect the words you use to describe other people to you. For example, if you say that someone is kind and generous, people will connect you with these adjectives. Tip number 4. Try to look happy and positive. We've all been in situations where we are influenced by other people's emotions and moods. People are natural empaths. That's why we can feel moody if we were around somebody who's had a bad day. If you want other people to like you, try to display positive emotions instead of negative ones. You might brighten somebody's day and they'll thank you for it. Trick number 5. Talk a little bit about your flaws. This is something called the pratfall effect. People like you to be more relatable. They want to see your vulnerable side as well. Reveal your negative sides from time to time. Don't overshare because you might look weak. The research was done on male students. They were told to listen to other people taking a quiz. The people that passed the quiz but spilled the coffee at the end were graded with a higher score by the students. This goes to show that people want to connect with people who are more open about their flaws. Tip number 6. Touch them casually. Physical contact comes in handy when you want to connect with people. Unconsciously, people will feel the warmth of your hand when you touch them subliminally. Research showed that waitresses who briefly touched their customers were likely to receive more tips. Just try to be subtle because it might get awkward, and then you will end up with the opposite of what you're trying to aim for. Tip number 7. Smile more. Psychologists researched over 100 young women. They were given photos of other women in different poses, both smiling and not smiling. At the end, the majority liked the pictures of the women who were smiling. People tend to remember the positive things. It stays in their memory longer. So if you are trying to get somebody to like you, remember to smile. Smiling can also improve your mood. Smiling has been shown to release natural endorphins in the brain. Hormones are also released, which are natural painkillers. Not only will it make you more attractive, it will boost your mood and you'll be more relaxed around other people too. Trick number 8. Tell them something private. An experiment was done on college students where they were paired off in order to spend 45 minutes getting to know one another. Some pairs were provided with intimate and deep questions. Questions like, how was your relationship with your father? Did you like your childhood? Have you ever been cheated on? Other pairs were given small talk type of questions like, what is your favorite color? Who is your favorite singer? Results showed the couples that were given more intimate questions became closer to each other than the couples who engaged in small talk. People will like you more if you tell them one of your secrets. They will feel as if you trust them and you're giving away something intimate. That will bring you closer to the person you are trying to attract. Don't start immediately with sharing a secret. Try engaging with some laid-back small talk to build some rapport. Once you've got them to talk, you can gradually and naturally work into the conversation about your background and your personality. Try revealing more about your personality a bit at a time. You will notice how their behavior towards you will change. Tip number 9. Be humorous. When people are asked how their ideal partner would be, 80% of them will tell you that they want somebody with a sense of humor. It's proved that humor is the best tool to use when you are trying to make somebody like you. Everybody likes to laugh, even to the worst of jokes. People will associate you with fun, which would mean you will give them a great time. Positive energy is key in attraction. Not only will you make them laugh, but also they will see you as somebody who has a great spirit and outlook on life. Tip number 10. Get to know them better. Nobody likes people that only talk about themselves. The person you are trying to get to like you probably want you to ask some questions about them. If you act as if you don't want to know anything about them, they will automatically lose interest in you. After that, no matter how hard you try, you will not make them like you. A study was done on participants who were required to sit in a functional magnetic resonance imaging machine and answer questions about their own thoughts or somebody else's. They were asked to invite somebody close for the study, and the people they brought were placed outside the room. Some of the participants were told that the people they brought will be able to hear their answers, and other participants were told that their close friend will not be able to hear their answers. The study proved that part of the brain connected with emotions, known also as the limbic cortex, was more active in cases where people were expressing their opinions publicly. There was also activity noted in the parts of the brain when the participants talked about themselves even with nobody around listening. This goes to show that you need to let other people share their thoughts and experiences about themselves instead of only talking about yourself. Remember that all of these techniques are something to give you a little lift in reaching your potential. They are great for getting close to people without being cynical. The key to a long-lasting relationship is being honest. Use these techniques, don't overdo them, and above all, be yourself. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of tricks to make people like you immediately and much more. Check out this playlist of my top 10 videos of psychology tips, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care!